What up, dogs? This is Retro Thomas, and I'm making this video as a tutorial, and it was requested by Spirocode. This video is about how to set up an Xcode project on Mac OS X so that you can use SDL and compile the project and get an image to show on the screen. I guess some people are having trouble with that because I know I had trouble with it when I first started. It's not as easy as just setting up the stuff and compiling it and it works. So I went back and looked at that a little bit and found out how to get that up and running, and I'll show you how to do it now. As an aside, I haven't been making many game development videos lately just because I haven't been working on my game project. It just took so much time and it was so tedious, and I guess I sort of lost interest over a period of time. And maybe I'll come back to it, maybe I won't, I don't know. But it's been nice working on some other things instead of having to slave away on the game all the time. So that's my thinking, and that's why I haven't been uploading some videos lately. But anyway, I'll do this tutorial to try to help out Spirocode and some others, hopefully. So it was requested that I do the tutorial from starting Xcode to setting up the project to showing you how to get it to run. So the first step, which I hope you've already done, is you can download the SDL frameworks from the SDL website and get those installed, and also install the application templates, which wasn't too hard to do if you just follow the instructions. So here we go. I'm going to start from Xcode. I don't have it in my docs, so I'm just going to run it here. And there we go. So I'm going to create a new Xcode project, and I'm going to use SDL application. This is the built-in application template that SDL provides when you install, and it allows you to have the application automatically linked to the SDL frameworks and things like that. So choose, here we go. I'm going to put it on my desktop. I'll call it Test App 2 because I already have one test app that I was working with before. Call it whatever you want. And there we go. So I have Xcode. You can see if you look in frameworks, linked frameworks, you can see it's linked against the SDL framework already. Then if we go to other sources, there's a main.c file. This is the main file for your project, your main code. I don't want a C, I want a C++, so I'm actually just going to highlight and copy all this stuff, and I'm going to delete this file, and I'm going to add a new file, and I'm just going to make a C++ and call it main. I don't need a header. So I'm just replacing the C file with a C++ file just because that's how I roll. So I made an application using the template. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this and make sure that it works. So let's try a little build and run action and see what happens. Now it's not going to work for me because there's something I have to do. You'll notice that I have 8 errors, and they're all a bunch of bullshit that I don't understand. And what I have to do is go to Project and then Edit Project Settings. Then I had to change the base SDK from Mac OS 10.4 to Mac OS 10.6, which is my current OS. I think that's because the SDL frameworks were compiled on a newer version than this base SDK setting was set to. I have no idea, but I set it to 10.6 and everything worked wonderfully and it made me happy. So I'm going to run it now, build and run, and when it's done compiling we should see Window of Doom, and this code right now is set to wait for a key press, and then it quits when there's a key press. But that's not what we're interested in. But of course we want to get the default application up and running, right? So we've run this and made sure it works by setting it to the current version of the operating system by going to Edit Project Settings. And now what I'm going to do is modify this so that we can use Lazyfoo tutorial number 1, which is loading an image and showing it on the screen. So I'm going to get rid of all this stuff, which is just waiting for a key press to quit the application, because I don't need that right now. So I'm going to make some space here and get rid of that. I have some code saved from his tutorial, and I'm just going to paste that code right in there. Give me a second to locate that. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there it is. So that's the code that I saved from his tutorial that I want to have in the program. all this is doing is we don't need this extra thing for declaring a screen surface. Like he's starting from blank, I'm just starting from using what they already have here. So these are the lines I added that we need to add. So you instead, oops, folded that code by mistake. Instead of worrying about going through his tutorial and having the entire code run, I just piggybacked off of the starting template that they had. So we need to declare an SDL surface. It's called hello because this is showing an image that says hello. Then we need to load that hello image. That's the next line here. Then we need to blit it onto the screen. So first we're loading it into the surface, then we're putting it onto the screen. Then we call SDL flip, which updates the main surface, which is the screen surface, so that it updates it to now show that hello image that we applied to it. Then we're just going to have a 2-second delay, I believe that is 2,000 milliseconds, and then free the surface, and then we'll go and quit the program. So load it, apply it, show it, wait, and quit. Now, before we do this, we actually need to make sure we have that image in a place that Xcode can find it for when we run the program. I'm going to open up the folder for this project, and I'm going to go to the build folder and debug, since that's what we're compiling right now. Then I'm just going to drag the image file in there where the application can find it. We'll close this window, and now, if everything worked properly, I should be able to build and run, and we'll see that loaded onto the screen. And there it is. And then the program quits after a couple of seconds. So that's all there is to it. I know it's kind of complex because it's not what you would do if you followed the tutorial, but I have some experience with it, and this is what I did to tinker with it and get it working. So from here, I think you should be able to continue to follow the rest of Lazyfoo's tutorials just like I did. If you have any questions, you can just leave them in the comment section, or you can send me a private message on YouTube and I'll see if I can help you out. So I hope this was helpful to you and you learned something from it and you're able to duplicate what I did here.